Hello, everybody. I am Richa and I am back with a very special story for you today. Why did I say special? Because it has a very, very heartwarming message for all of us, not just the little ones, but for us adults also. So, let's begin the story without further ado. Today's story's name is Just One Sip. Just one sip. So, how does this story go about? Once upon a time, in a vast desert, there was this lady who had lost her way. Yes, she was walking for hours, which turned into days, without any food and water. Now, just imagine you being stuck in the desert without any food and water. What a tricky and difficult situation it is. So, like that lady kept walking in the desert without any food or water for days, and she was tired. On the third day, when she was on the verge of collapsing, what appeared in front of her she couldn't believe. Was it for real or a mirage? Now, what's a mirage? Mirage is actually an optical illusion that sometimes happens in hot and dry areas because of very high heat and sunlight. So, she couldn't believe what was in front of her eyes. It appeared to be a lake. Now, she wanted to check it for real. She gathered all the strength that was left in her body and she staggered towards what she was seeing. As she had walked a few steps, she couldn't believe what was in front of her eyes. It was an actual lake with some fresh water. It was spring-fed and tears were rolling down her eyes. She was so glad to see a lake in front of her at last. But even after that, she couldn't gather herself to drink the water from the lake. Now there was a passerby going from a nearby desert town on a camel. You know, camels are the ship of the desert. So this man was going on the camel. He was seeing this lady's bizarre behavior for a while. He wanted to ask and inquire. He got off the camel and he went to the lady. He asked her, "Ma'am, I have been watching you for a while. You look very thirsty. But why are you not having the water from the fresh lake?" The lady looked at him all exhausted and a distraught expression on her face. She said, "I am so tired and I am so thirsty. And even if I possibly want, but I cannot have the entire lake's water to quench my thirst." And the man smiled and he bent over to the lake and he scooped some water with his hand and took it towards the lady's mouth. And he said, "Ma'am, your opportunity is right now. And as you move forward with the rest of your life, it is not important that you have the entire lake's water to quench your thirst. That one sip, that one little sip is enough, and maybe another if you wish. So focus on the mouthful that is in front of you, and all the fear, all the anxiety, and the overwhelm about the rest will gradually fade away." That woman smiled and had a mouthful of water and eventually thanked the man. So this was my story for you today. And it has a very, very special message, which is that every day we must challenge ourselves with that one little sip, which is that one little step or task which is in our hand. And we will realize that with those tiny steps, those tiny positive steps that we take moment by moment, and one day when we look back, it will turn out to be something worthwhile, something grand, and something beautiful. It's always good to have a bigger picture. It's important to have a bigger picture, but run for it at once might not help. So those little steps, those little sips daily, every day will help you to plan and come out with something very beautiful that you had imagined, or maybe not also. So, this was my story for you today. Hope you liked it. You let us know. Thank you.